They sent a fake patrol to our ranch. They had no idea. My brother runs a state police academy. I didn't grow up looking for fights. I raised goats, not grudges. But when a fake HOA patrol rolled onto our ranch barking orders like we were criminals, they didn't just mess with my land, they walked into the backyard of a man who trains law enforcement for the entire state. My name is Vanessa Booker. I run a modest goat dairy on the edge of Briar Valley, peaceful, private, just how I like it. After years in the Army Reserves, I wanted quiet. My brother, Major Thomas Booker, lives 2 miles up the hill, where he runs the State Police Training Academy. We both came back here after our mom passed me to restart the family farm, and him to give back by training the next generation of officers with integrity. 3 months ago, this HOA showed up, or so they claimed. I was milking in the barn when I heard tires crunching gravel. 2 men stepped out of a black SUV marked Community Compliance Patrol. The decals looked official, but my gut twisted. Their uniforms were off. Their badges had no numbers. One held a clipboard, the other a stun baton. "You're in violation of Subdivision Code 14.3. No livestock permitted," he snapped. "You'll need to vacate your animals within 72 hours. I blinked. Subdivision. This is a farm. We're not even zoned residential. He ignored me and slapped a laminated notice on my barn door, complete with a $1 $200 fine. My heart raced. This wasn't real, but I also knew fear tactics when I saw them. The next day, I checked county records. There was no HOA in our area. The group didn't legally exist, but when I posted about it in our local Facebook group, neighbors replied, dozens of them. Same patrol, same threats. Some had paid. Some had already sold their animals. Someone was running a fake HOA racket and it was spreading. I brought it to my brother. Tom didn't say much, just took the notice, studied it, then called someone from his office. "We're going to get to the bottom of this," he said, "but you're not going to be alone." 2 days later, they came back, this time with backup. 3 SUVs blocked our ranch entrance. The same clipboard guy was back, and this time, he had 2 new guys with him. One held a taser. "We warned you. Last notice. Your animals are being seized for code violations." That's when Tom walked out of the barn in full academy uniform. 4 recruits behind him. He didn't shout. He didn't threaten. He just stood, arms crossed, and said, "You're on private property. Identify yourselves. Now." Clipboard guy froze. "You heard me?" Tom said again. "This is state jurisdiction. You're impersonating enforcement officers." One of the recruits took a step forward. The youngest one. "Sir, I believe they're violating Penal Code 538D, impersonating public officers." Karen, yes. The one orchestrating the whole thing finally stepped out of the back SUV. Blonde bob, aviators, clipboard tablet in hand. She looked at Tom, then at me. "Oh, you must be her brother," she said, voice syrupy. "This doesn't concern you. It's a community matter." "No, Karen," Tom said, using her name like a hammer. "It's my matter now. And I suggest you and your little patrol get off this land before I have you detained for criminal impersonation and trespassing." Her smile faltered. I saw it the moment she realized this wasn't just another bluffable homeowner. Tom wasn't just my brother. He was the man who oversaw tactical training for the state. He taught half the officers she was pretending to be. And they were all watching now through the live security cam on our barn, through the academy gate up the road where a dozen more recruits were watching it stream. Karen backed down. For the moment. But we weren't done. Tom pulled every string he had. Within 48 hours, we had a warrant, and investigators discovered the Truth Karens compliance group was a shell company, registered under a bogus HOA name out of a P.O. box. She had 4 unpaid lawsuits in other counties. She'd been banned from 2 homeowners' meetings for aggressive behavior. She had no legal authority, but she did have a list, a spreadsheet with over 80 rural addresses she was targeting. We were just one, and she wasn't alone. Karen had partnered with a disgraced ex-county clerk who sold her property maps and zoning loopholes. They'd been leveraging fake legal language and intimidating older residents with threats of seizure and code violations. My stomach turned. Tom and I called every single name on that spreadsheet. We held an emergency town hall in our barn. Over 50 people showed up. Veterans, widows, young families, all terrified, all fed up. Together, we formed what we called the Real Code Alliance, a volunteer watchdog group backed by actual county law, the police academy, and eventually even the sheriff's department. We coordinated affidavits, contacted media, and exposed the racket on a statewide radio show. Karen tried one last move. She filed a cease and desist against us for harassment. But this time, the courtroom was filled, and not just with victims, reporters, officers, our mayor, even the lieutenant governor's office sent a representative. Karen's lawyer didn't show up. When the judge saw the compiled evidence, the fake citations, the intimidation tactics, the video of her patrol threatening my dogs with a taser, he didn't just dismiss her complaint. He ordered a full criminal investigation, fraud, racketeering, elder abuse, impersonation. Karen was arrested in her driveway 3 days later. Her clipboard shattered as it hit the concrete. They say karma doesn't always come fast, but sometimes it drives an unmarked SUV and forgets the real law lives next door. Now, 6 months later, our ranch is thriving. We added a community garden where the patrol once parked. Tom opened the academy to local students, giving free classes in civic law. And every compliance notice Karen ever printed, we burned them together in a bonfire the night her sentencing aired live on Channel 8. I used to think quiet was safety, but I've learned sometimes the loudest justice is spoken without shouting, just by standing your ground, with the right people behind you. The end.